He squeezed my hand harder than a stranger should and said my name like he'd known it longer than I had. "You've been too kind," he whispered. "Don't go home tonight. Stay in a hotel. Tomorrow I'll show you why." I was already packing my things in my head when he leaned closer, breath smelling of old paper and rain. "He found out who took his place," he said. Then he let go and the street swallowed him. I didn't go home. That decision saved my life. Grief had taught me caution. After my wife died, I learned how quickly a house can turn into a trap. Full of echoes, full of people who think your silence is weakness. I left money for the man outside the library because routine steadied me. Because kindness was the only thing left that felt real. And because I didn't see the knife coming from inside my own circle. I met Daniel 15 years earlier when hope still sounded reasonable. He was my right hand, my shadow. I trusted him with passwords, signatures, conversations that mattered. When my wife got sick, he stepped closer, filled gaps I didn't know were opening. He drove me to hospitals. He answered emails I couldn't read through the blur. He said, "I've got you." I believed him. That's the crime people never forgive you for belief. The changes came quietly. An approval I didn't remember giving. A meeting moved without my knowledge. My name still on documents, but my authority thinning like ink washed too many times. I noticed, but I didn't confront. Grief had sharpened my patience. I watched instead. The proof arrived disguised as mercy. A forwarded message sent by mistake meant for someone else. Daniel laughing about how the old man wouldn't notice, about how I was still broken enough to sign anything. I read it twice, then once more slowly. My hands didn't shake. That scared me more than anger ever could. I didn't explode. I disappeared. I let Daniel think I was unraveling. I missed meetings on purpose. I signed smaller things to bait him into bigger thefts. I listened while he rehearsed my exit from my own life. How the board would relieve me, how my shares would temporarily transfer. He took my silence as surrender. That was his second mistake. I planned like a man who had already lost everything. Calm, methodical, without mercy. I hired a forensic accountant under a shell company Daniel himself had approved years earlier. I separated my assets slowly, legally, invisibly. I recorded conversations I was legally allowed to record. I copied files he thought were buried. I let him replace me in rooms where my absence felt like permission. Every step forward he took was another piece of rope. The homeless man found me again the next morning outside the hotel cafe. Clean-shaven, standing straight. He wasn't homeless. He was the former CFO Daniel had pushed out 2 years earlier. "Thought you deserved the warning?" He said, his planning to make it look like suicide. Financially first, then reputation, then you. He handed me a folder, names, dates, a pattern. Daniel didn't just take my place. He erased people to do it. The confrontation happened in my office, my old office. Daniel sat behind my desk like it fit him. I didn't raise my voice. I slid a single document across the desk. His smile cracked, just a hairline fracture at first. Then I laid out the rest. The audit, the recordings, the board votes already scheduled without him knowing, the criminal referral drafted but not yet sent. I told him I wasn't here to argue. I was here to inform. He asked me what I wanted. I told him the truth, everything you took and the satisfaction of watching you understand why you lost it. He tried bargaining. He tried anger. He tried reminding me of who he'd been to me. I reminded him who I was. By the time security arrived, Daniel was pale, small, already gone from the future he'd stolen. I still leave money outside the library. Not because I believe in redemption, but because I believe in awareness, in watching the margins, in listening when someone who's been erased reaches for your hand. I went home the next night. The house felt lighter. Justice doesn't roar. It whispers, "You survived. Now live."